Hi everyone, I'm Anna, your knowledge host. Today I'd like to talk about how to be a hot talent. We all are fully aware that someone who is highly capable and can do a job well and quickly would be considered a talent. However, there is an abundance of talents in every field. How to be a talent in a strong competitive environment is what we're going to talk about today. This is a famous marketplace in Taipei called Nanmen Market. It is famous for selling a complete range of traditional delicacies that are ready to eat. It thus supports many talents to make this gourmet food, but there are some special businesses running here as well, such as the knife smith. He's the only one making knives in the market. Let's think, how many knife smiths would a market have usually? One, maybe two, if not at all. Obviously, a talent of a knife smith is and will be hard to find. As for talents good at selling vegetables, meat, and seafood, due to the entry barrier not being very high, competitors are everywhere in the market. Who would be uniquely hot in the future, a knife smith or a fresh food seller?
The most direct answer is to stop thinking about that as an abstract question you have to answer, but actually set your goal as to what kind of end result you want to accomplish. Work your way towards that. By focusing on the actual end goal in the process, you will gain a lot of expertise, experience, connections, beef up your resume, and that will indirectly answer that question.
For instance, the boss of this beef jerky sticks and jerky slices shop or the salted air-dried fermented pig leg ham shop. Their purpose of making these treats was not to be a hot talent, but to have a shop making tasty snacks for customers and attracting them to come back to eat again and again. They set their goal of running a shop and aim for customers to come back repeatedly. Therefore, they make their best dishes to reach the result. And in the process of actual work, they acquired lots of expertise and experiences and accumulated tons of connections over long term. Their shops are the must-eat for many foodies today. Must a hot talent be in any special field?
How to be a so-called hot talent. To have the expertise in one specialty is the basic. No matter in what field, we all should have one special expertise. White collars have their hot talents. Blue collars have their hot talents. Every field of work has its hot talents. That's why I put emphasis on one thing. That is, how to have the expertise in any specialty. Whatever field you are in, making yourself be a hot talent in the field is the point.
Just like Dr. Zhang, Joey Zhong, the co-founder and CEO of TNL Media Group, is a hot talent as well. Before he started up TNL, the news lens, he quit the high position as the general manager of Sanrio China with a high salary. The media group he created in Taiwan has funding from diversified investors, including important media in the States, The Washington Post. Under his lead, TNL acquired several renowned digital media consecutively, including Inside, Cool3C, Every Little D, and Sports Vision. He believes that in the next 10 years, any industry that can replace human automation will be hot business, and the field outputs hot talents inevitably.
Anything with technology, AI, algorithms, digital marketing, social media, anything with surveillance, anything with technology related, anything that will take over human automation will be more and more important.
Coherently, Joey Zhong's perception is well reasoned by data collected by the biggest job bank in Taiwan. Senior Vice President Weber Zhang of 104 Corporation indicates that the work with repetitive and routine actions will easily be replaced by robots in the future. For instance, chatbots with AI technology would most likely replace the basic customer service work in the future. Anyone who wants to be a hot talent cannot engage in replaceable business for sure. Here is the Nangang Exhibition Hall in Taipei City, where the Taipei Innovative Textile Application Show is ongoing. The textile industry is progressing with timely advancement and continuously emerging new technology. The biggest textile trade show brings in cutting-edge technology, design, and products to global buyers. With the high-end technology manufacturing process to fabricate the automation of garment sewing engineering, the textile industry is improving efficiency through IoT, e-commerce, and smartphone apps. How to be hot in this industry for insiders?
In this study, heads of the human resource departments all over the world conclude that the way to help employees from being replaced by robots is human-robot collaboration. That is to say, in the future, everyone should be able to improve efficiency by applying the functions of the machines, facilities, and data.
VP Zhong indicates that not only talents with the sci-tech background will be hot, those who major in fine arts will be also extremely hot in technology industries as well, such as internet celebrities, social media influencers, and sociology or psychology students. Anyone who can analyze the algorithm report from big data will be hot talents.
We have found that languages will be rising stars in the future. For example, Chinese, Spanish, Arabic, and many other languages in Google search, because it involves the segmentation and grouping of words. Talents in language search will be as hot as talents in information technology. The leading technology in the future will not necessarily completely be information technology.
Among all the languages, English is recognized as one of the basic second languages of hot talents. No matter who is selling delicacies in Nanmen Market or designing beautiful dresses for the textile factory, as long as people have a certain level of English comprehension capability, the opportunity of being needed by employers or customers would be increased.
TOEIC organization keeps co-working with us all the time to find out how to persuade Taiwanese business to make recruitment of English-speaking candidates a standard practice. We have found that all the banks and most management associate recruiting programs require a TOEIC score of at least 650 points. As a result, the TOEIC score of 600 to 650 points is a minimum for most business in Taiwan. That is to say, 600 points probably mean that Taiwanese companies are looking for a bachelor's degree. But if it is for bank staff, 650 points might be basic.
Yeah, of course. Everyone says Chinese will be more and more important. That's true. But at least in our next foreseeable 10, 20 years of the near future, English is still a basic requirement. Yeah. If you want to stay in Taiwan forever, then it may not be so. But if you want to expand outside of Taiwan, non-Taiwanese customers, non-Taiwanese clients, readers, investors, board members, if not English, then how are you going to communicate with them? Sure.
I fully agree with CEO Zhang of the TNL Group. As long as you set your goal and intended result and then find a way to reach the result, you can be a hot talent. For instance, if your goal is to master English, you can set your goal first, to study abroad or to work in a different country. The anticipated result is getting admission letters or getting a work permit, and then find a way to reach the goal and the result. Along the way, you'll accumulate lots of capabilities, experiences, and connections, and become a hot talent in the age of Industry 4.0. I'm your host, Anna, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find more on Funday website.